Hey, what's going on, guys? It is the SMT. Thank you for tuning in to watch this edition of the SMT YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at an open signal report that gives us a good idea of how different 5G networks from all the different wireless providers are performing thus far. It's only been a short while since 5G has really started to be deployed. We understand it's only non-standalone at this point, but it gives us a good idea as to which networks are performing well, which ones are more abundant, and which ones seem to be staying connected in the best form and fashion. Before we get going with today's video, if you would like to help out the SMT YouTube channel, you can do so by checking out some of the links in the description box. We have the SMT Patreon community, the SMT Wireless Report Podcast. Those links are down there in the description box. We also have the SMT Twitter handle @SneedTech. Also, there's a link to the second channel, which has all of our live stream podcasts archived there, sort of like a library or a catalog. And then we have the Megadon.net invite code. Support me, support yourself. The only social media you will ever need, Megadon.net. No ads, no tracking, no algorithms. So thank you guys for, checking those things out in advance. Now, to get to today's report, what we're going to be doing is looking at a couple of metrics from OpenSignal. OpenSignal is a third-party testing firm that collects data over the course of several collection points, lots of different markets, utilizing devices on networks to see who's got the reliable, who's got the available, who's got the best performance on the network. So what we're going to take a look at is a couple of key metrics, and I'm just going to slide down here. So I'm on the website right now, and you guys can take a look at how it's kind of set up there in terms of its representation. Let's first start with the average 5G download speeds. You'll see each of the major network providers and their 5G identified, with a couple being identified twice, and I'll explain why. So first of all, this is average 5G download speed. This basically means whoever's got millimeter wave, they're going to be taking the cake. So no surprises, Verizon comes in at the number one performance with 722.9 megabits per second, utilizing millimeter wave. That being said, T-Mobile also offers millimeter wave, but their speeds are much slower, 243.3. Why that's the situation, I'm not really sure. I'm going to assume that because it's not really their focus, because maybe they're not rolling out all of the concentrations that they hold in terms of spectrum licenses, that might explain it. Now, in and of itself, millimeter wave does offer some amazing throughput, but it's extremely situational, and it requires a direct line of sight. Any kind of obstruction, anything gets in the way, it breaks the signal and degrades the quality of the speed. So that's something to consider, but there they are, right there. Now, right behind T-Mobile is Sprint with their 2.5 mid-band 5G spectrum. This is sub 6 gigahertz, so obviously there is some advantages there. It's useful to all customers in a way, on all situations, indoor, outdoor, at range, through, barriers and things like that. It does connect, so very good to see that in terms of that service. AT&T came in at 59.3, utilizing their 850 megahertz low-band spectrum, and then T-Mobile came in last with 47.5 average download speed, utilizing their low-band 600 megahertz spectrum. So again, it's nice to see 5G showing performance upgrades in most cases. I can't really speak to the AT&T and T-Mobile low-band 5G because it's not really going to make any type of generational leap or any great improvement at network performance over LTE. So a lot of people aren't really getting excited about that. Now, the next thing to take a look at in this next metric is, I believe it's the time on 5G. So, I'm not sure, they did it as a percentage of time. So, that being said, it makes total sense. We see T-Mobile come in at number one with 53% of time on 5G. So, because of, it being 600 megahertz and it being rolled out as LTE and 5G, this makes total sense. You'll see that, for a lot of people, for a long duration of time, they connect to this network. Sprint, awesome job here, coming in at number two at 47%, utilizing their mid-band. You could imagine if they took their deployment more seriously, where they would be. So really, really nice there with their 2.5 mid-band. AT&T at number 3 with 10.6. That's their low band. It's very regional based. They don't have band 5 everywhere for NR. So that being said, pretty low number. T-Mobile also at 10.6, but that's for their millimeter wave. And then Verizon coming in at 6%, and that is being millimeter wave. So no surprises there. I think very, very predictable. So that's what we saw there. Okay, now this last piece, I believe this one is the combined speeds of the 4G and the 5G performance. So pretty much all the major connections that customers have, 5G and LTE, 4G LTE. All right, so what you guys are going to notice here on all of these tests, you do not see AT&T millimeter wave mentioned because it's enterprise only. It's not available to all customers, so it's not really what's to be considered a commercial network. That being said, Sprint came in number one with 110 megabits per second on their LTE and 2.5 5G. I think this is the best case for customers. Where Sprint's coverage is good, it's good, and then having 5G in a certain market makes them even more enjoyable. Number two, Verizon, 85 megabits per second. That's LTE and millimeter wave combined. Why not higher? You might say, well, millimeter wave is so very fast. True, but they lack availability. There's just not enough of it out there. And then at 3, we came in with T-Mobile at 59.4 megabits per second, combined LTE and millimeter wave. So I want you guys to take a look at this. 59.4. That's a low number considering they were pushing over 200 megabits per second on millimeter wave. Number one, they don't have a lot of millimeter wave deployed. And number two, their 5G in terms of low band is not performing very well. So kind of same scenario there. It's a lack of devices having support. It's low band not being, performing very well, coming in at only 40 megabits per second with 600 megahertz. It's just not that impressive. AT&T also not very impressive with their low band with their 850 megahertz. So there's a lot that 5G leaves to be desired currently. I just thought this was an interesting report that you guys might enjoy and kind of have some perspective on. For those of you that thought 5G was going to come guns a-blazing, definitely not the case. There's a long way to go for 5G, and mid-band couldn't come any sooner. So C-band spectrum, CBRS spectrum, the deployment of 2.5 with the new T-Mobile, AT&T dynamic spectrum sharing along with Verizon. There's a lot to get excited for. This is what we have right now. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions, guys. Go ahead and drop me a line down in the description box. I'd love to hear what you have to say. The pulse of the people, the word of the SMT Nation, highly valued by the SMT. So thank you guys for going ahead and letting your voice be heard down there. That'd be awesome. I'll read everything you guys have to say. Get the discourse going, get the conversation going down there. That pretty much wraps up this video. If you could, please like and share this video. Share it to your favorite social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. That would be awesome. Thank you for your help in getting the word out there on the SMT YouTube channel. And, by all means, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And do check out some of these other videos. I put a few that I handpicked. There's a few out here, so do check those things out if you're not ready to leave the SMT YouTube channel. Thank you guys again for watching. I'm the SMT. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and we will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.